Hello. In continuation with permutations and combinations, today I am taking a topic permutations. Permutation. What is it? Permutation. It is an arrangement of definite order. It is an arrangement of definite order of a number of objects taken all or some at a time. It is an arrangement of definite number of objects taken all or some at a time. It's okay because I told you in my first lecture, I told you actually the total number of ways of selection. But in the selection, if order matters, what does it mean? It is a permutation. If order doesn't matter, it is a combination. So here we are talking about the permutation. Permutation, that means the order matters, and that's why in the definition we have written it is an arrangement of definite order. It is an arrangement of definite order of a number of objects taken all or some at a time. It's okay. So this is a definition of permutations. For understanding it, by the way, one theorem is there. So we are discussing about that theorem. In that, I think we can discuss it. Theorem number one is one very special theorem of it. Theorem 1. Theorem 1, the statement of theorem 1 says the number of permutations of n different objects taken are at a time. Number of objects are n, total number of objects n, are taken at a time. What we have done, out of n objects are taken at a time. Okay, this is the value of r which lying between 0 to n. It comes between 0 to n. It's not going beyond n. Okay, where 0 is this, and the object do not repeat, and the repetition is not allowed. Okay, is n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus r plus 1, which denoted by npr. What is the meaning of it? The meaning of that, we are talking about the permutation in which there are n objects and r objects are taken at a time. Okay, so what are the number of ways of arranging in order? What are the number of ways of arranging in order of r objects from n objects? It's okay, clear? So this okay, r objects from n objects. Condition is the number of permutations of n different objects taken are at a time, and the objects do not repeat, okay, which is denoted by this. Understand it? What's the meaning of it? Total number of objects are n and are taken at a time. R, that means r is less than, what is the value of r? 0 is less or equal to r is less than n. By the way, this also we can write here, 0 is less than r is less than n. Okay, 0 is less than r is less or equal, even it is okay, but 0 is this 0, it's not coming in the natural number. So r is greater than 0 but less or equal to n, this condition is given, right? From n objects, we have taken r objects, and these r objects are arranged in a definite order. How many places we have? We have r places. Okay, r places we have, and in these r places, from here to here, r places, from here to here in these R places, we are going to arrange these objects. Okay. R taken at a time. R taken at a time, what does it mean? Total number of objects are n. So this first place can be filled by how many objects? By n objects. Am I right? N objects. Second place, this is first place, second place, third place, rth place. Okay. First place can be filled by n objects because repetition is not allowed. So one object is already filled here. This will not be used here. Second place will be filled by n minus 1 object. Third place will be filled by n minus 2 objects. And analytically you can understand one thing. Third place is filled by n minus 2. That means 1 less than. Third place can be written n minus 3 plus 1. N minus 3 plus 1. Am I right? So same as the rth place can be filled by n minus r plus 1. Am I right? Third place is filled by n minus 3 plus 1. N minus 2. Second place is filled by n minus 2 plus 1. N minus 1. First place can be filled by n place. Okay. So same as the rth place will be filled by n minus r plus 1. Is that okay? Right. So when we multiplied all these terms, n multiply n minus 1 multiply by n minus 2 dash dash n minus r plus 1. Okay. So these are the multiplication, and these multiplication result can be written in the form of NPR. That means from the n object, r objects are to be arranged in the manner in r places. So this is the theorem. N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus r plus 1. Is it okay? By the way, I can explain this, how this is coming, but before that we'll have to understand about the factorial. Okay. So this is theorem 1. Factorial. In this chapter, generally we are observing one thing, that numbers are coming in that sequence. Numbers are coming like that: 4 multiply, 3 multiply, 2 multiply 1. Okay. In this series you are observing that these type of numbers are coming. So this is actually 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. This can be written 4 factorial or factorial 4. Okay. And the meaning of this factorial is, what is the meaning of it? That means the product of first 4 natural number. Factorial 4, that means the product of first 4 natural numbers. Okay. Suppose 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What is the meaning? What can be expressed in the form of 6 factorial or factorial 6? Factorial, 6. And what can we write here? The product of first 6 natural numbers. Product of first 6 natural numbers, okay, is equal to factorial 6. By the way, both the symbols are there. 6 with like this or 6. Sorry, and I am writing here 6. Okay. So generally I will use this term. It's a factorial symbol. Okay. This can also be used. Factorial 6. Is that okay? So the product of first 6 natural number can be expressed in the form of factorial 6. Product of first n natural number can be expressed in the form of factorial n. Is that okay? So this is the concept of factorial. Factorial 1, factorial 2, factorial 3, 4, 5, 6. And here one thing is defined, that factorial 0 is equal to 1. I will tell you how it is. Factorial 0 is equal to 1 comes. Okay. But before that, before proving derivation of the formula NPR and everything, one exercise is there, that is exercise number 7.2. So we will discuss about this exercise 7.2 first. Okay. and after that we will discuss the other things. So what is factorial? It's a product of first n natural numbers. Actually, this is the expression of product of first n natural number. Because when we are going to write 1 into 2 into 3 up to n, okay, so it takes a lot of time even, and you are unable to represent there on the board, on the notebook. So that's why this factorial term is used. That's why it is used, the factorial term, so that you can represent it symbolically. Exercise 7.2. Question number 1. Evaluate. Evaluate. Factorial 8. First part, factorial 8. What to write here? 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. So when we are going to find the answer of it, what is the answer? 8 7 ja 56, 6 5 ja 30, 4 3 ja 12, 12 2 ja 24. Okay. 24 3 ja 72, 56 multiplied by 720. Now multiplied 720 by 56. Result 6 2 ja 12, 7 6 ja 42, 42, 43, 5 10, 7 35, 36. 2 3 10 4 4 0 3 2 0 4 0 3 2 0 is the product of first 8 natural numbers. It's okay. Second part factorial 4 minus factorial 3. Factorial 4 minus factorial 3. How to solve it? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 minus 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. What is the simplest way of calculating it? 3 into 2 into 1, 3 into 2 into 1 common. What is left here? 4 minus 1, 3 2 is 6, 4 minus 1, 3, 6 3 is 18. Okay, so 18 will be the answer of it. Question number 2 is factorial 3 plus factorial 4 is equal to factorial 7. Is it true? What do you think? Is it true or not? Factorial 3 plus factorial 4. The product of first 3 terms, 3 natural numbers, plus the product of first 4 natural numbers is equal to product of first 7 natural numbers. It is not correct. Let us see. Factorial 3 plus factorial 4 is equal to factorial 7. Factorial 3, that means it is 3 into 2 into 1, 6. Factorial 4, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, 4 3 12, 24. And factorial 7 is, in factorial 7, you can leave this down. Now what is coming? 2 3 is 6, 6 4 is 24, 24 5 is 120, 120 and 7 6 is 42. 12 2 is 24, 2, 48 to 50, 5040. It is coming 5040, and what is the sum of it? Its sum is 30. Okay, so there's a huge gap between these two terms, right? So they are not equal. Next question, compute factorial 8 upon factorial 6 multiplied by factorial 2. What is the next question? Compute or evaluate, calculate. Okay, makes no difference. Factorial 8 upon factorial 6 into factorial 2. Factorial 8 upon factorial 6 into factorial 2. Factorial 8. 8 can be written 8 into 7 into, may I write factorial 6? I'll tell you one thing. Factorial 5, suppose you want to write. So may I write 5 multiplied by factorial 4? Because it's having the same meaning. 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, right? So factorial 8 can be written 8 into 7 into factorial 6 upon factorial 6 into factorial 2. 8 into 7 into factorial 6 upon factorial 6 multiplied by 2 into 1. It is cancelled. 2 4 ja 8. 7 4 ja 28. Okay. So that is the way. If 1 upon factorial 6 plus 1 upon factorial 7 is equal to x upon factorial 8. Question number 4. If 1 upon factorial 6 plus 1 upon factorial 7 is equal to x upon factorial 8. Find x. Find x. Okay. Now we are going to find the value of x. How to find the value of factorial x? Let us see. 1 upon factorial 6 plus 1 upon factorial 7. How to calculate this term? Taking LCM. One upon factorial 6. If I will make factorial 8 is here, by the way, factorial 6, factorial 7 and factorial 8. So I can make this, I want to make as in the form of factorial 8. Then what should I do? Look at this. Suppose factorial 4 we have factorial 4 and we want to create factorial 5. Then what should I do? Factorial 4 multiplied by 5 divided by 5. So factorial 4 multiplied by 5, it is factorial 5 upon 5. Okay? Clear? Same as here, if it is factorial 6 and that is factorial 7, I want to make this term as a factorial 8 so that easily we can compare their denominators. So here what I am doing, 1 upon factorial 6, already I have written this. I will multiply by 7 and multiply by 8. So if I am multiplying 7 and 8 to the denominator, the same amount is to be multiplied here also for balancing. So multiplied by 8 into 7 plus factorial 7 multiplied by 8, here is also multiplied by 8, is equal to x upon factorial 8. Can it be done? 8 7 56 upon factorial 6 into 7 direct way write factorial 8 plus 8 1 8, factorial 7 multiplied by 8 is factorial 8 is equal to x upon factorial 8. Now is it okay? You can see the denominators are same. LCM on the left hand side, that is factorial 8. It is 56 plus 8 is equal to x upon factorial 8. Denominator can be eliminated. 8 cancel. 56 plus 8. 56 plus 8, what is coming? 64. So then what does it mean? 56 plus 8 is equal to x. So therefore x is equal to 64. So that means the value of x is 64. Okay. So whenever you are going to compute, then what should be done? You will make the denominator terms are same. Question number 5th, evaluate. Factorial n upon factorial n minus r. Factorial n upon factorial n minus r. Where n is equal to 6, r is equal to 2. Okay, I'll put the value here. N is equal to 6, r is equal to 2. So factorial 6 upon factorial 6 minus 2. Factorial 6 upon 6 minus 2 is factorial 4. Factorial 6 can be written 6 into 5 into factorial 4 upon factorial 4. Cancel 6 5 ja 30. Second part is n is equal to 9, r is equal to n is equal to 9 and r is equal to 5. R is equal to 5. Okay. Again put the value here, this factorial n upon factorial n minus r. So n is equal to 9 upon 9 minus 5. Factorial 9 upon 9 minus 5 factorial 4. So it can be written 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 factorial 4 upon factorial 4. Cancel. We'll multiply it. 9 8 is 72 into 7 6 is 42 or 5 6 is 30, 210. Okay. 72 multiplied by 21. 2 7 2 2 is 4, 7 2 is 14. 2 11 5 1 1 5 1 2 0. 1 5 1 2 0. Okay, this is a calculation. So that is the end of this exercise 7.2. Okay. In first theorem we have discussed that from the n objects, when we are going to arrange in order r object, when the repetition is not allowed, then what to write here? N minus n, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus r plus 1. Okay. So that means the derivation is, this is the derivation, NPR is equal to factorial n upon factorial n minus r. This we are going to derive it. How it comes. Okay. NPR is equal to factorial n upon n minus r. Repetition is not allowed. 0 is less than r is less or equal to n. This is the condition. 0 is less than r is less or equal to n. Okay. Here we can use the term as 0 is less or equal to r. Also, if you want to write, then what happens? It will come here 0, factorial 0. So I am taking 0 is less or equal to r is strictly less, it's less or equal to n. That means now the value of r can be 0 and it can be n, and between r and n, 0 and n also. Right. So this NPR in theorem 1, what we have done? Recall theorem number 1. We have n objects and r objects we are selecting, arranged in the r spaces. Okay, so how to arrange it? We have arranged it n multiplied by n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2 and dash dash multiplied by n minus r plus 1. Isn't it? This was the arrangement. So that means the value of NPR is equal to this. Now let us see if NPR is equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 n minus r plus 1. Can you tell me what would be the next term of it? The product of first and natural number, n minus r, then n minus r minus 1 and so on. It's okay. So what is the next term of it? Multiplied by n minus r. Okay. Then next term is n minus r minus 1. Like this. Okay. Or both the terms are coming same. Limit this. N minus r. Now next term is n minus r minus 1. N minus r minus 1, n minus r minus 2, like this. N minus r minus 1. And this will go up to 1. Am I right? So this amount from here, n minus 1 up to 1. What I have done, this amount is to be multiplied to the numerator. For balancing, the same amount will be divided also. So n minus r multiplied by n minus r minus 1, 3, 2, 1 in the multiply. It can be done. The same amount can be multiplied and divided. Because 0 is not involved here, so all our non-zero numbers we can divide and multiply it. Okay. What is the definition of factorial n? What does it mean? The product of first and natural number. You can see 1 into 2 into 3 into dash dash up to n minus r plus 1 dash up to n. So this complete term starting from 1 to n, what is this? This is sum of, this is the product of first and natural numbers. Product of first and natural numbers. And product of first and natural numbers can be expressed in the form of factorial n upon, what is it? 1 into 2 into up to n minus 1. This is the product of first n minus r natural numbers. Factorial n minus r. Is it okay? So that is the meaning. NPR is equal to factorial n upon factorial n minus r. Is that okay? Now here what happens, a very important point which we are going to discuss here. See, NPR, in case suppose r is equal to, I'll put 0. So NP0 is equal to factorial n upon factorial n. That is 1. So means NP0, that means there are n objects and we are going to select 0 object, then number of combinations 1. Okay. Number of combination 1. That means whatever the objects we have selected, only this much. NP0. And this is NPN. Factorial n upon, in place of r, when I put here n minus 1, 0, factorial 0. Now understand what is this condition. NPN. That means we have n objects and we are going to arrange n objects in n different ways. Okay. N objects are arranged in a definite order. So NPN, factorial n upon factorial 0 is equal to, what could be the answer? The answer is factorial n. Do you know how is it? Suppose you have 3 objects, A, B, C. And these 3 objects we are going to arrange in a definite order. So total how many arrangements there? ABC, BCA and CAB. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So number of objects are 3 and they are arranged in 3 different ways. Right? Number of objects are n to be arranged in n different ways. Answer will be factorial n. Is it okay? These 3 objects ABC, BCA, CAB. We can use one term here also, ACB, BAC and CAB. This also one pattern also, ACB, and second is BAC and third one is CAB. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6. 3 into 2 into 1. And 3 into 2 into 1, what does it mean? Factorial 3. So 3 objects can be arranged in an ordered manner. Okay. 3 objects can be arranged in a definite order. Then how many ways? Factorial 3 ways. So n objects can be arranged in n definite orders. How many ways? Factorial n. And factorial n comes only when this term is 0 or 1. This term is 1. Only then factorial n will be the answer. So what does it mean? The factorial 0 is equal to 1. So you will remember here one thing, that factorial 0 is equal to 1. Okay. It's a very simple term. Suppose NPN, in place of NPN, 3P3 I have taken. What is the meaning of it? We are having 3 objects and 3 objects are arranged in a definite order. So these are ABC 3 objects we are going to arrange in a definite order. So we are having total 6 orders. And 6 orders, what does it mean? 3 into 2 into 1, factorial 3. So 3 objects can be arranged in how many different ways? Factorial 3 different ways. So 3p3 is equal to factorial 3. And as per the formula, factorial 3 upon factorial 3 minus 3. So factorial 3 upon factorial 0 will be the answer. So factorial 3. So what is the meaning of this factorial 0? It is 1. So the factorial 0 is equal to 1. Okay. So remember this concept, factorial 0 is 1. Okay. Second theorem is the number of permutation of n different objects taken are at a time when the repetition is allowed. If repetition is allowed, then you feel yourself that what could be the condition. If repetition is allowed, then what could be the condition? Suppose you are having three objects. And these three objects you are going to arrange in three different places in a definite order. So how many ways? How many ways you have? Repetition is allowed. Okay. Let us take one thing. Suppose number of objects is equal to 3. Let A, B, C. Okay. Ordered arrangement. Ordered arrangement, or we can use the term as a definite ordered arrangement. Definite ordered arrangement is equal to, and condition is what? Repetition is allowed. If repetition is allowed, then what happens? This A can be arranged, B can be arranged, and C can be arranged here. So total number of ways of arranging here 3. Here again ABC, and the fundamental principle of counting, 3 multiply by 3, what is the result? 27. And this 27, how it comes? 3 to the power 3. Okay. So when the number of objects are 3 and the repetition is allowed, then total number of ways to arrange it in a definite order, 3 raised to the power 3. Okay. So same as when the number of objects n, okay, and arranged in n places by definite order. Okay, and repetition is allowed. Then what happened? N to the power n. Is it okay? So that is the theorem, n to the power n. In case, suppose when we are going to arrange n objects we have, and we are having r places. How many places? R places. So these can be arranged here n ways. This can be arranged by n ways. And how many n coming? R times. Okay. If n multiply by n 3 times comes, then we have to write here n to the power 3. N multiply n comes up to r times. So that means n to the power r. Okay. Clear? And if r is equal to n, that means all are arranged in the same time, then n to the power n. So this is one theorem. Permutation when all the objects are not distinct objects. Okay. Some of them, they have the similar object. During that time, what should be done? So that is one very interesting. If any letter or any object is repeated, then what happens?